what has the most crazy car scene? I know it's a loaded question, but like,
Dude,
if I'm a car enthusiast,
collections that are out in Dubai and in California are ridiculous. There are only a select few people here that have 30, 40 cars in a collection. You go to California, you go to Dubai.
There's a lot of them.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
like my Audi S8, that car, well, it went on a high-speed chase in Cleveland. Dude, when I went to the police station, they're like, "You're Basani," because my license plate was on it. They're like, "You're the guy." It was all over the news. They couldn't catch the car. It spun out like two things. It was insane. It was like all over the news.
Okay, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But they let the canines in. The dogs were tearing up my car. Like my car was. If you had to pick a vice, but it can't be cars, what would it be besides cars?
You know, honestly, I always tell myself if I didn't like cars, if I didn't do what I did, I'd be a lot further in life right now.
How many cars you have? What year? Which ones you have?
Oh man,
Yeah,
it's a problem.
What's your favorite? So the advice to date in Miami, what would you say for men? Don't date.
Date a girl that just moved here.
Yeah, it's fire.
My house was known everywhere because of the cars in it. They're like, who the fuck is living here?
What is up, guys? Welcome to the Basani podcast. I got my boy Camilo here, and this is a guy that you probably haven't heard about, but you definitely should know about. So Camilo, very involved with cars. You're probably arguably one of the best guys in the world when it comes to speccing out cars, upgrading them, and then you have a bunch of other businesses on the side. Break down who you are for all the viewers, because I don't think I've done you a justice in the introduction, because I only know like a small percentage of what you do, and there's a whole background to it.
Man, I will say, saying that one of the best for speccing cars, very difficult. There are some crazy people out there really good at what they do. But simple background, I've been in the automotive industry for 10 years. So 1K Motorsports and now opening up 1K Miami. So pretty much we became the McLaren specialist for the US. So back in 2019, beat the world records, quarter mile times, beat it back in 2021 in the 765. You know, we did so many McLarens back then. It was like working on the first 720 that came out. It was like a few months old. It was, you know, learning curve engineering, figuring it out. It's a lot of fun, you know. Enjoy cars a lot, so thankfully got into the exotic world and kind of stayed in it forever. Been with RYFT since 2017, which makes all the carbon, exhaust, suspension, and wheels.
So what fueled your passion for cars? I always like to hear this because some people like them because of their parents. What about you?
From Colombia. You know, we don't really have cars.
Yeah.
You know, and I came here and I just love cars. And my first car was a RX-8. For some reason, I loved it. I got really into cars. I learned how to work on it myself in my garage. I was like 17, pulling the engine out of my garage at 3 in the morning.
So I guess you just started working on cars. Like, how did you break into exotics? Was it just kind of like a slow process of like, I made a little bit more money, I got more cars?
So I started 1K when I was 21.
Okay.
And I was in aviation school, obviously working server job, bartender job. And I started 1K as a hobby. I was like, you know, let's start a shop. I have my own car. Let's have fun. We started with like drift cars and kind of whatever paid the bills, right? Pretty much started in the ghetto. Like it was rough. It was a rough beginning. I can show you pictures. And slowly worked the way up. And, you know, I told myself I want to get in this circle. I want to get in this world. Like, how do I make this happen? As, let's say, a Hispanic guy from Colombia, first generation, learning all this, right? Like, this is my passion. This is what I like to do. And that's what I did. I would go to car shows, car meets. I'd have to sell myself. You know, I'd show up in my truck. They didn't have an exotic car or anything, but I'd offer people good deals, good service, and risked it, right? So, like, I remember the first 720 we did, right? Brand new car, no instruction anywhere in the world. It took me 3 days to do an exhaust on it.
Are McLarens hard to work on? Okay, here's the thing about McLarens, right? Just to throw it out there. I've heard a lot of bad things about McLarens. I've heard a lot of great things about McLarens. Performance-wise, speed-wise, like they're fast as fuck, right? But I know a lot of McLaren owners that are like, yo, if you buy a McLaren, buy 2 cars because it's going to be in the shop.
Depends, man. But think about it. The first car they produced was 2012.
Yeah.
So Lamborghini and Ferrari been on for 50, 60 years.
Yeah, so they had a lot of problems their first
car. So think about it. For a company to come out sub 15 years ago and be this competitive with Lamborghini
crazy. And
Ferrari and others, right? Is very impressive. Yeah, they're gonna have problems, but they're phenomenal cars.
They look crazy. Like that's one thing about like, you know, like when they say like no company's produced like every car is good looking. Like every McLaren looks ridiculous. That's my opinion. I like McLarens. I like how they look. Yep. The taillights are absolutely insane. They're very fast. Exhaust noise, not necessarily competitive with I would say like Ferrari. I think Maserati has really good exhaust noise. But what would you say is the best? In terms of, you don't think so?
SVJ.
SVJ?
No.
Well, yeah, that's a very like the extreme.
Yeah, but okay. So obviously, I have an F8.
Yeah.
Right. I had the McLarens. I love the McLaren so much more. The F8, the Ferrari is so like refined and perfect. It's like when you downshift, it's so perfect. There's no pops and bangs. It's not aggressive. On the McLarens, you feel that. You feel that roughness, which is very exciting. So I love the McLarens, man. Like,
pause for a second. So go through all the cars you have. How many cars you have? What year? Which ones you have?
Oh man. Okay. 2019 Lamborghini Urus. 2024 Lamborghini Urus Performante. 2022 Ferrari F8, 2023 Huracan STO, 2019 Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, 2025 G63, which is matte gold red interior, delivery miles, pretty dope. 2025 S63 AMG, 2025 CTSV with the rear captain seats, white interior, it's pretty baller. 2020 Rolls-Royce Cullinan, orange interior and everything. Getting the wide body kit's coming for it from RYFT to be the first one in the country.
Fire.
1994 Toyota Supra that I've had since I was 17. I gotta write these down.
Escalade.
We already talked about Escalade.
They did Escalade.
One Ferrari.
McLaren? No McLarens?
No McLarens right now. I'm missing something. 25 Tesla Plaid Model S.
Okay.
The new facelift, white interior, pretty dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are the cars. So that's roughly what, 10, 11 cars?
I think it's 12.
12, yeah.
It's a problem.
What's your favorite?
SVJ.
SVJ is a favorite, okay.
And I have bucket seats. Nobody has them.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't like to be uncomfortable in a car. Everyone likes to be comfortable when you're in a race car. I don't understand it. I love being hugged in a car that's meant to do 200 something miles an hour, So when you're in a car that has bucket seats, you really drive it. I'm a big driver, race car driver, and I love that stuff so much. So all my friends that have SVJs, nobody has buckets. They think I'm crazy.
Maybe you're crazy.
I agree.
Maybe that's your success. What's your favorite car in terms of like going out downtown? The SVJ?
If I know I'm going to be ripping it and I want to be like loud and smile on my face the whole time, SVJ.
What's the one that gets the most attention?
SVJ.
What's the one that gets the most attention from guys, and is there a difference with one that gets more attention from girls? Is it SVJ all over?
That's a very interesting question.
Because I have my own take on this too.
Yeah.
Because for me,
I feel like women like SUVs more.
yes, that's what I was going to say.
The Cullinan, women love it.
The Cullinan, the G63, these cars for me generate the most attention from women, right?
And you can fit more.
Yes, and you can fit more, and the Urus too, the Urus as well. I don't know what it is. I think girls see like, oh wow, I can have this one day, and I can drive it, and I can put the kids in the back, and they see this vision of what life could be. The G63 by far, though, I think more women like the G-Wagon more than any other car. But as far as guys, dude, you're getting into the SVJ by far is going to win everything.
Oh yeah, they're on their knees blowing you off.
What's your best investment with the cars? If you had to this is a bad question, but yeah.
In the fact of like purchasing a car,
what's a car that's brought you the most in life? It may not necessarily even be like, hey, this is appreciated in value.
I'm the wrong guy to
but
ask.
It's like, you said what?
I have lost money in every car.
Lost money in every car.
Yeah, the SVJ is actually currently the only one I've actually made money on.
Okay.
I bought it for $676. It's worth like $750 now.
Okay.
But obviously with interest and taxes and depreciation and anything else you can add to it, modifications, am I really making money?
I mean, the way that I look at with cars is like if you're using them for business or networking, which you have a large network, and you're able to meet people through these cars and through car events, and obviously you do work on cars. Am I going to go to a mechanic that has an SVJ or one that has, nothing,
Which is going back to when I started, right? It was very difficult to have a client bring me, let's say, a $300,000, $400,000 car when I had a truck.
Yeah.
Right? So I had to upsell myself on why you should bring it to me. Now, typically, I don't know how to say this in the right way, I have better cars than most clients. So I don't have to sell myself anymore. It's more like I've been in the industry, I know what I'm doing, here's the proof. More than welcome to come if you want to. More than welcome just to be friends if you want to. Everything will be okay.
Who are some of the big clients that you have? You don't have to necessarily drop names, but like what kind of work do they bring you typically?
I mean, we've done a lot of NFL players, NBA players, rappers. So we currently have a rapper's car right now. Pretty famous guy that we're working on. But it's difficult with them, I like business people because they're quick, they understand how it works, they communicate well, their decision making is fast, and I love it so much more.
But their cars aren't as crazy typically, right?
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah, I think after COVID, man, everyone has really stepped it up.
With cars?
Yeah.
There's an extreme car scene here in Miami. Would you say that Miami's car scene is probably the best in the world, or what would you rank like the number one car scene in the world?
I say it goes between in the U.S.
Just
it would
whole-
go.
whole
I mean,
world.
so this I want to tell you all the cities, right? We're gonna go with Miami, L.A., Dubai, Singapore. You have a lot in Monaco because Monaco's a tax hub, so everyone in Europe brings their cars there. Realistically, those are the 5 biggest. Obviously, in Tokyo,
You think Miami's number one?
no.
What's
Depending on what you mean by number one.
what has the most crazy car scene? I know it's a loaded question, but like
Dude,
if I'm
the
a car enthusiast,
collections that are out in Dubai and in California are ridiculous. There are only a select few people here that have 30, 40 cars in a collection. You go to California, you go to Dubai.
There's a lot of them.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now in Miami, you have more chance of seeing the cars on the road.
Yeah.
Right? We see Bugattis here more than ever, which is just the Miami bubble. But you cannot compare with those other cities.
and also Miami, a lot of people have exotic cars. They have one, but they got them. That's what I've noticed. Like every guy here has something, some kind of knife to stab you with, like with a
Yeah.
car. But in those places like Dubai, LA, like you have one guy, 50 car collection, like
It's
30 car
crazy.
collection.
You go to San Francisco, it's so low key. Like by RYFT, there's a guy that has 80 cars in a
crazy.
white building. You'd never guess.
Yeah.
We're talking about like Koenigsegg's and Bugattis and Paganis, and you'd be like, "What? There's $80 million in cars here?"
Crazy. If money was not an object, what car would you buy?
Koenigsegg Jesko.
Why?
The way it looks, the way it sounds, it is a race car on the street.
How much is it?
5.2 ish.
Okay. What is the next car you're looking to buy?
It's tough, man. After the SVJ, it's like, what do you really get? You know, like the jump, right? Like you double the income, triple the income. You're not getting what you're getting. Going from 300 grand to 700 grand, dude. You're going from, let's say, Huracan Evo
To an
to
SVJ.
an SVJ.
It's a big
Like holy
12
hell,
months.
it's a
Yeah.
huge jump, right?
Yeah.
The attention, the way the car looks, the way the car sounds, the way the car performs. After an SVJ, dude, it's very difficult. You know, if you get to a Senna, a P1, a Bugatti, you know, it's not the same. Bugatti, you get in for the circle, the
Yeah.
attention. You know, you get invited to different things now, right? When you show up places, people are like, who is this guy? I don't enjoy Bugatti that much. I like driver's cars. For me, realistically, the next car I would get for me personally would be a Senna GTR. Nobody has one. It's a full-blown race car. That to me sounds exciting.
What's an exotic car that you would avoid?
720S, 2018 and early 19.
Really? A lot of people like those cars.
But early 18 and 19. 18 was the first year, early 19. They had a problem with the rods. So a lot of the 720s blew a lot of engines. And I had a friend that was an engineer, that they had a lot of batch problems with their rods. So every 720 blew the engine the same way, stock or modified. So I'd stay away from those. Any first year car, like for example, the Revolto right now. Last
A
year.
lot of people have
yeah.
Revoltos here. I'm surprised how many Revoltos are on the road here.
Yeah, last year I did a rally called Lions Run. It was Milan to Ibiza. There's 4 Revoltos. The first few in the world that were there. A few months out, 3 of them broke down.
Damn.
And it was dumb things. One wouldn't unlock, one wouldn't turn on, one lost power.
Yeah, I know
But
a guy
not
that
like catastrophe, you know. But first car, all knew everything. You're gonna have problems.
I know a guy that has a Revuelto that would just constantly be in the shop. Like very recently, like I would see him post about it all the time.
One of
And
my
he'd be
one of
making
my
jokes about it.
friends with the first 200, and literally off the trailer, check engine light, leaking oil.
Yeah.
Went back. 3 months later, came back, issues right away. They bought it back.
I think one of the best cars that you can get, bang for buck, is Huracans.
They are the Camrys of the exotic world.
Yeah.
You can put all the mileage you want. My buddy Keller from Daily Drone Exotics has 100 and something thousand miles, 105 or something in his R8. It is indestructible. Number one car to get if you want to be in the exotic world and reliable.
There's a car rental agency in LA, I forget what they're called, but they have a Huracan that has like 130K renting still.
Dude, yeah.
It's
My
crazy.
buddy Houston from Royalty in Vegas, he had one like 180 in a Huracan.
That's
108,000 miles.
That's insane. Do you think cars help you with dating and lifestyle and business?
I would say that cars are very beneficial for business in many ways. Good and bad, right? Let's say, for example, you go to a business meeting. You're under 30 or you're around 30. You're meeting people in their 40s, 50s. You show up in a Lambo. I view it that they see you as reckless. Successful but reckless, showy, you know, not low key. So that can hurt you, in my perspective. You know, you ever heard the Steve Jobs, like, hide the Porsches?
Yeah.
I believe that very heavy. Typically, if I go to any meetings or anything, I go in a more professional car. I don't want to show up. I'll never show up in the SVJ unless we're all around the same age.
So what car would you pull up in, like the Cullinan or the G-Wagon or maybe the Escalade?
Yeah,
Okay.
any of those.
So when I was
Or the truck.
when I was younger, I bought the Audi S8. Really nice car. Love the S8. Super cool. It was nice, but it wasn't like too nice. And I bought it because I was dealing with a lot of older people in business, and I wanted to be respected in a sense. Like, okay, this guy's pulling up with a legit car. But do you think it helps you in terms of women and dating? This is a big question. A lot of guys, you don't think so at all.
As I get older, because we're old now. Yeah.
We're unk mode.
Unk.
Yeah.
I believe that having a really nice car for the dating scene is tough.
Why is that?
The girls expect so much from you now.
Yeah.
Mainly here in Miami, they're vicious.
Well, you become a
date
target.
here. Yeah, I don't date here. I can't.
So where do you date? This is where do you find the women?
Well, it's tough. I was in a relationship for a long time. Well, a long time for me, it felt like, And now that I'm single, I don't go to bars. I don't go to clubs. I just go to the gym and go to work. But it scares me,
Well, a girl sees your cars, a girl sees your lifestyle, she sees what you drive. Instantly, there's some confirmation of, okay, this guy makes some kind of money.
Yeah.
Whether you see, the thing is about people that say, oh, this car is rented, this car is this. Even if you rent a car, it's still
100%.
a ridiculous amount of money to rent it. And on top of that, if you just have a car, I don't care how financially stable you are, if you have access to that kind of car loan, that kind of financing, you're typically bringing in some kind of income.
Yep.
So yeah, you're 100% right. I was talking about this earlier today on a vlog. Do you agree with me? Do you think it's more difficult to date when you're more successful?
Yeah, because you don't know their intentions. Same
Right.
with friends.
Yeah, it's more difficult. I think that you're attracting a lot of the wrong women. So in your dating life, what kind of women have you attracted via the cars? And if you went on a first date with a girl, would you pull out the Cullinan or would you pull out the Supra?
My ex-girlfriend, we met in Europe, so she had no idea about the cars, really, so it was good. Pre that, I was single. I just moved to Miami 6 months. And yeah, I didn't get any serious girls, but it was great for first dates and, having fun. You pick up a girl in a really nice car, it's an easy close.
Yes.
If you're cool, if you're not weird, if you're respectful,
Yeah.
it's an easy close. But long-term dating, dude, I would pick a girl up in the truck, but then slowly work up. We'll see how it goes.
Do you think dating is good when you're working hard on your business?
No.
Why is that?
Distraction. Women want a lot of your time.
Okay.
They're never happy. They always want more.
Yeah. How do you control it?
Man. I'm going to use my previous relationship as an example because it was my first one that was difficult in many ways, right? Now, I didn't work the whole year. So we traveled. We went to 17 countries. We did a lot. And we were together 24/7. I've never done that in my life, right? Before that, it was work 24/7, 12 to 18-hour days, sleep a few hours, wake up, go, sleep in the truck, whatever it takes. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And I noticed how much time they want all the time. So how can you build a business? Because as men, we're okay with crumbs. We're okay sleeping on a couch if we have to.
Yeah.
To get things done.
So sometimes it's more efficient, honestly.
Yeah. There's 24 hours in a day. If you're doing 2 days in one, you're moving ahead. Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
So how with a girl is it going to be okay that you're working 16-hour days and you're going to crash in your office and she wants you to come home?
There's a lot of conversations I have about this. When you're building a business, I don't really think it's beneficial to have a girlfriend or be in a relationship. Not necessarily because girls are bad, but because it's a distraction in any relationship that you have. Valentine's Day, birthdays, Thanksgiving, whatever it is, you're going to have to attend to the girl in some way, shape, or form. And a relationship requires energy. The only offset that I would say on a psychological level is the stress relief that she can potentially bring you. But
Or the extra stress.
Or the extra stress, yeah. And a lot of times, guys, I have peace in my life right now. My life is not chaotic in a raw level. So if I introduce anybody into it, it can be more stress, it can be more trauma, it can be more damage. But I think a lot of guys become successful to have access to women. So it's where in your life are you at right now? When do you think you'll probably say, hey, I'm good, I have 20 cars now.
Fuck the cars, really, at the end of the day, I've always wanted to be married and have kids. It's very hard.
Why is it hard?
Because I feel like most men, I say it in that way, because we're loyal like a stray dog, right? If a girl you've been dating for a year or two starts being disrespectful or rude or explosive or reactive, you're like, okay, maybe it's a phase, maybe something going on, let's work through it, it's okay, And then, I don't know about you, I don't like to argue, I don't scream, I don't like to bring problems, I like to calm the room down, let's move forward, right? So it's been difficult because I'm in it for 100%. With my ex, I was like, okay, marriage, I'm going all in. Everything I could do, I did. And I was pushing for that. And some people just don't see that life is about ups and downs. If you're going to be with somebody for 20 years, it's not going to be butterflies and sunshine forever.
Correct.
You know, what if I break my leg? What if I'm depressed for 6 months and she needs to help me? What if the opposite happens? You have to support each other. Now, but if you're the one that views it that way and the other person doesn't, that's when you have those, in my opinion, those bad mental times.
But I feel like a lot of girls are actually very built into the idea of like monogamy long term, because it's like on a real level, it's advantageous for them. Like women benefit a lot of times from marriage long term.
Now, how many women say that until it actually has to happen?
A lot of women. I mean, I think when women are young, they're very like, especially in like a scene like Miami. The reason I don't really like date girls in Miami or talk to girls in Miami is a couple of reasons. Number one, it's not like there's not good girls here, but the reality is every girl has seen everything, and every girl has been on every jet. Every girl has been on every yacht, and even the ones that are good have been on that kind of stuff. And they may have not done anything, but that expectation and that reality that exists is there. And I think that it's not even like, it's entitlement to a degree, but it's like you've already seen things that I can't even show you and that I may replicate, and I think that takes away from the magic. Whereas if I meet like a girl from a small town, she's going to be like, wow, you're the first person that's taken me in this car. You're the first person that's done this for me. You're the first person. And I always want to be, it sounds like insecurity, but like I always want to be championed in my relationship. I don't want to come into a relationship where I'm meeting a girl that's seen every single thing.
100%.
And also, if I were to take a girl out of the dating market here, like if I were to take Sarah out of the dating market, she would not be going on the yachts that exist here every single day because I don't have a yacht. She would not be able to go on the jets and trips that she could probably get invited to. And the reality is she could probably be in a lot of nicer cars, nicer places than mine just alone and what I have to offer alone. I'd be taking that away from her. And then some girls say, well, that's not what all girls are looking for. But a lot of girls do still enjoy those things. And whether they like it or not, a lot of girls like that. The only point that I think a lot of women get serious is when they start buying their own drinks at the bar because guys are not buying them. When women lose their penetration in society based off how they look, they stop looking for fun. They start looking for something very serious. The moment that they start getting not invited to the club by the promoters, the moment that guys are not begging to take them out here, the moment that guys are not pulling up in supercars saying, hey, like, let's go for a drive. Just me and you, let's do this.
But then now they're past the age.
Exactly. They're past their prime in theory.
Yeah.
And you then have to look at, wow, I have this girl that's amazing. She's nice, she's mature, but she's been with XYZ guy. And those experiences and that level of that virginity, even in the experiences that she's had, is taken away. 100%. And now you're second to the show.
In Miami, women are very opportunist.
Yes.
Right? So let's say, for example, you invite a girl on a 40-foot boat, but she got invited to go on a 100-foot boat.
She'll go on the 100-foot boat.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's girls that DM me every day in Miami, and they're like, what are you doing? And they ask to get an idea of the plan, right? And it's not like I'm out here going and doing the stuff. Like, a lot of them message me when they first meet me because they see that I have, like, a nice car, and they think, okay, this guy goes out, this guy parties, this guy does this. But they soon realize after, like, 3 or 4 failed weekends of trying to make plans that I'm not in it, that I'm not really focused on it, and that's not, like, I don't have, like, a yacht party to go to every weekend. I don't have that kind of stuff. But that's what they do. They shotgun blast every guy they know. What are you doing? Eventually get invited somewhere. I mean, it's a really productive thing. I think that if you're a young girl, coming to Miami is a great thing to do because you can latch on to some guy that's really successful and help him in his business in some way.
I think it depends what you want, right?
Yeah.
So like with my ex, big influencer, very pretty girl. She had never done anything we did. I took her on her first jet, first helicopter, first like real Europe trip. We did a crazy Europe trip, right? First Lambos, you know. But so now, even then, great girl. But I think social media really ruins you because it's like comparing yourself to other people, right? Like, oh, well, look what this guy did in this video. And you're like, okay, well, you don't know if that video is A, real. B, they saved up forever to make that happen.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about them, so you can't compare yourself. And that's a big problem that happens in Miami here. The social media world, all this stuff, the expectations, right? It's very difficult.
Do you think that it's worse for guys or girls? Because I think that guys also have some level of social media influence from, we see OnlyFans girls on social media, we see actresses, we see this, and the standard of what a woman should look like and what a woman should be like, on top of that, adult content in general, it's significally elevated.
Agreed. Men are very lustful.
Yeah, the thing about Miami is, like, ironically, the girls that, like, you can find girls that look like that everywhere you walk. Especially here in Brickell, like, you walk downstairs, there's girls everywhere.
Dude, agreed. I think it's difficult with both people, right? Women, you know, between 20 and 26 is like their prime. Men, we're in 30s or 40s. So it's kind of like we cross. So when we're younger, men struggle more. Women are out and about doing everything. Now, I really believe in the next 10 years or so, when we are 40, 45, there's going to be a big epidemic of single women.
Yeah.
Huge.
Women that don't have children, women that have the whole boss babe movement when it started. So 2015 was really like where it started. So the slut walk was the big thing that happened that pushed everything because toxic masculinity, the feminine narrative, all this stuff was like a really big thing in like 2010. It was already emerging, and it was already emerging in the early 2000s too. But really in 2010 it took off, and then the slut walk where it's like my body, my choice. I can do whatever I want. That literally ruined a lot of the perception for men because we get married to a woman because we want, this is our home. We want a woman that hasn't been with a lot of guys. We want a prize. We want this. We want that. We don't want someone that has access to everybody and everybody has access to. So when that happened, it killed the idea of, I think marriage died right there. Because also another thing is, never before in history can we go to a bar and go hook up with girls. Like that never existed 30 years ago. You would have to marry a girl. There's no such thing as one night stands. If that happened, it was very taboo. Contraception wasn't so advanced as it is now. Like it was still there, but it was extremely new and frowned upon. You have a condom in your pocket. What are you, like a terrible person? Like, you know, you took a Plan B, you're a whore. Like that's what it was. But now it's so normal to go to a bar, hook up with a girl, and then it means totally nothing. And she doesn't look at it in a bad way, and you don't either. So the need for marriage to have sex with a woman was removed. The idea of monogamy on a raw level and virginity, the concept of that was extracted from society altogether because there are rarely any real virgins that exist in society today. Whereas 30, 40 years ago, most girls that weren't married, like they didn't sleep with a bunch of guys, you know? And so I think that has become a very rare concept, but I do think that the boss babe, that movement is kind of dying down. So I think we're going to go back to like, we rubber band in a way. Like we go from trends, just like clothing. Like these are in, and then 10 years from now, these are like trash. It's the same thing. So I think conservativeness is going to be back up, but I also worry, like, do you think that like it's worse for men or women right now when it comes to delusion?
Women.
You think women are worse?
Yeah, they're delusional as hell.
How so?
I think social media really changes everything. Like you said, talking about everything we talked about just about Miami, right? They see all this online. They just think it's normal. Like, if, let's say, for example, you're 24. You're trying to start a company. You're trying to do this. You're dating a girl here in Miami. She wants to go to Marriott for the night. You don't have $500 to go spend on the night.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Because Joe Schmo can do it, who's 10 years older, but you can't. It's delusion. You know, there's no, like, it's really hard to find good girls.
So the advice to date in Miami, what would you say for men? Don't date.
Date a girl that just moved here.
Yeah, it's fire. It's
So, like I said, with my ex, when we started talking, I was like, how long you been in Miami? Oh, 3 weeks ago. And I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm snatching you right up. Because if you told me 2 years, I'll treat you differently.
The
Be
corruption.
Okay. Yeah, you're corrupted.
How do guys get corrupted in Miami?
I think being with the wrong group. Because you're surrounded, who you're surrounding yourself with, who you are, right? So if you're surrounded by friends that are like, yo, let's go out on Friday, let's go out on Saturday, and they're doing drugs and they're partying, and it doesn't matter if it's buying tables or GA or whatever, but if you're around that, and Miami's the extreme of everything. That's what Miami will ruin you. Everyone that moves to Miami, in my opinion, at first goes out a lot. They enjoy it. Everywhere they come from, they don't have all these restaurants. They don't have all these clubs. You know, restaurants that turn into a club that are fun, that are exciting. The people, you know, you go out, you meet all these people. You're like, oh my God, this guy's really cool. He invited me here. We did this. Like, you know, he has a Lambo. It's a whole different world. You know, most people come from smaller towns. You know, you're from up north. I'm from the other side of Florida. You know, so that is how you get corrupted here as a man, in my opinion.
Do you think that it's easy to avoid these kinds of things, though? Like the bad habits of Miami? Like, because I see two sides of Miami. There's a side that we participate in where we wake up in the morning, we go work out, we lift, we drink a smoothie, and then we go about our work day, and that's literally it.
Extreme to everything, right?
Yeah, that's an extreme, yeah. And then there's the other side that goes out. And the ironic side of that scene is that you can be profitable doing that if you are in the right industries. Like if you're a girl that does certain type of work, you're going to be profitable. Going out can actually make you money.
100%.
If you're a guy that's a promoter, going out makes you money. If you're someone that sells, I know guys that sell some drugs at clubs, like Club Space. They go to Club Space religiously. They make $1,000 a night 100%. Doing what they do.
Even like for what I do, me going out, me meeting people, networking.
Yeah, cars are in theory unprofitable unless you're in the right industry.
Correct.
So.
Correct, 100%.
What do you think is the best starter car for Miami?
G-Wagon.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
100% G-Wagon. Most people don't know how to drive. With G-Wagon, you're safe.
G-Wagon's
you're in a
good.
tank.
I was going to say M4. A lot of guys, like I'm talking like young kids, like 18, 19.
Yeah, none. Don't buy a car.
Which one?
Don't buy a car. Save your capital.
Save your capital.
That's what I'd tell. If I was 20 again, Save your fucking money.
A lot of guys here buy the M4s.
Yeah.
They get the Corvettes.
They overspend.
Yeah.
When you're young, what's the most important thing to do? Save your fucking money.
Or make money as much as you can.
Yeah, make money with the money, save the money. Because either way, you do sweat capital to get the money, then you have capital. Don't fucking waste the capital just to look cool.
How do you make money in the car scene? I guess I should ask you this. Like, how if I want to make money with cars, what's the best way to do it?
Depends, man. There's so many avenues.
So I want to work with high-end cars. I want to work with exotics. I want to be around the nice lifestyle. Most people that get in the cars want to work with exotic cars.
That's the 1%.
Yes.
I mean, dude, you got to start low. You got to know what you're doing. You can't just know nothing and then somehow get a guy with a Lamborghini to drop your car off. And what are you going to do to it? PPF, window tint, and exhaust? You need the tools. You need the equipment. You need the knowledge. It takes one scratch to fuck you. You know?
Yeah.
If it's Viola Persefe or a McLaren Orange, Volcano Red McLaren Orange is water-based paint. Like, only McLaren can paint that if you fuck it up. You know? So everyone wants to get to it, but you need to have the knowledge, the experience, the patience, understanding how it works. You know, Miami's a problem where people want everything cheap. It's weird. It's a weird city. There's a lot of money here, but everyone doesn't want to pay anything.
Yes.
Right? So,
well, because they prioritize their spending in other areas.
100%.
They prioritize their spending on entertainment, and they try to minimize their cost of living. Like, a lot of girls I know here live in a really small apartment, but they got a bag that costs more than their rent. You know what I mean? And that's like maybe even double, triple their rent.
It's all show here.
Yeah.
So one thing I've noticed here is, like, say for example, you give a client a quote for a wrap. You say $6,000 for your Rolls Royce, and then he gets a quote from somebody else for $3,000. They're pretty much doing it for free, right? Yeah. But now the client doesn't understand the difference of why do I go to A and then B is giving me the same price. But you have what? The proper facility, the experience, the insurance, the knowledge, right? The backing behind your product. You know, we're not going anywhere. Now, the guy that did it for $3,000 doesn't understand that when you take the top window trim on the door and you bend it, it doesn't bend back. And that's $3,000. That guy can't afford to buy the client another $3,000 window because they fucked it up. And that's a big problem we have here.
With wrapping cars and tinting cars and all that stuff, what's the most difficult? What's the most annoying?
G-Wagon, #1 hardest car.
G-Wagon's the hardest car.
Yeah, and surprisingly, a Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah, I actually, when I'd wrap my G-Wagon, they said the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is the most annoying and most difficult car to wrap.
2 weeks, I would say, is a good time frame for a full G-Wagon wrap.
Why is it so difficult?
All the hard 90s. So wrap has limits.
Yeah.
They can't just do a hard 90 to another hard 90, right? It's going to end up lifting. So you either got to seam it, you put a bond to help it adhere. I'm not a big fan. You know, you keep it natural. But they're very time consuming. If you're doing door jams, you got to take doors off. It's a very difficult car. You know, bubbly makes life easy. So think of let's say like a Cybertruck. We did a Cybertruck in 2.5 hours with 3 guys on it.
It's easy to wrap?
Easiest car in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Model S Plaid or Model 3, a day.
And how much is the average cost to wrap a vehicle? Like, just average, basic wrap. I'm not talking
Tesla?
great work.
No, Tesla, $3,000. Pretty cheap.
Okay.
You know.
And then for higher end cars like a G-Wagon.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing it under $8,000.
Not under $8,000.
Yeah, I just won't do it.
Yeah.
Too much of a headache.
And then
we can make so much more money elsewhere.
What's the most expensive wrap material to get?
Printed wrap.
Printed wrap.
So let's say, for example, you see the cars that are like
camo?
No, well, you can buy camo. Think of like a custom gold shiny wrap with stuff imprinted on it, because you have to have a printing company print it onto it. Then you put it on. And if it's like a gold wrap, when you heat it to stretch it, it distorts and you're done. That wrap can be $3-4 a print, and then it takes forever to install it. You can pay $15,000 on like an Aventador.
How much are those gold wraps that you see on like those, like a gold wrap? I know like they have the Swarovski crystal wraps, but like the gold ones in general, like
shiny gold.
Yeah, shiny gold.
Oh man, yeah, $10-15K.
Those are $10-15K.
Yeah, like I said, imagine you hit it with a heat gun to stretch it, and instantly just distorts.
Yeah.
So now when you install wrap, you need to heat it to stretch it to seal it. Now you can't heat it, so now it's gonna take you twice as long. You have to do more seams. It's very hard.
So the hardest wraps you've done are G-Wagons.
Number one.
And then tinting is all the same, right? With windows?
Yeah, it's whatever.
No difference. What I mean, with the custom work that you do with RYFT, I want to hear more about this, because a lot of people have kitted cars here. A lot of people in Miami have the fake ones as well. They look good.
Miami's #1 place for fake Mansory and Brabus.
Yeah, everyone has a Brabus here. I think there's more Brabuses that I see.
They're all fake.
Than regular.
99.9% are fake.
Okay, and
again, it's clients not understanding the difference. You know, how do you sell to a client a real Rolex and when they're like, I can just buy a fake one?
Yeah, that's one thing about watches. I know we had this conversation where I'm not like a big fan of watches because they're so easy to fake, and even people that sell watches at a high level, like certain types of watches, like Rolex Submariners, for example, they're like, it's so hard to tell the difference between a really good one-on-one fake because you have to take the watch apart to finally tell. But like certain watches are easier to tell, so like I avoid watches altogether. But with cars, you can't really fake. But with the kits, okay, Mansory, Brabus.
If you know right away it's fake.
So how are some, like, I think like with Mansory, I think the quickest way to tell is the steering wheel. That's like probably like,
Because yeah, remember, none of the cars here, in my opinion, are real Mansory from Mansory themselves in Germany.
yeah, I've seen
Very,
one.
very rare they come, right? Now, like Limited Spec, good friends of ours, they're Mansory US. So they have all legit Mansory cars.
Yeah.
But they have to make the interior gets done here locally. But the interior quality is the same as Mansory. It's insane quality, right? Now, you can get a Mansory kit for let's say your G-Wagon for 20 grand off eBay.
Really?
Alibaba.
Yeah.
But you know right away when you see it. You can just tell. You put them next to each other, the quality difference is insane.
How much is a good Mansory kit to get and like install on a car? If I were doing a Brabus kit on the G-Wagon,
200 grand.
200 grand. Really, 200 grand for like the whole thing. And that's
Or
the
more.
engine
Well,
tune,
that's not including interior.
and that's the engine tune and everything.
No.
Man, it's crazy. I saw one real Mansory here. I mean, I know.
Well,
for,
we go to Limited Spec. You'll see a bunch.
yeah, like I've never been there, but
They gave us a Phantom Mansory kit when we went with DDE to lunch. It was great. Beautiful car.
the Phantom is crazy. The Phantom Mansory is insane. I mean, what's the difference with Rift?
So RYFT.
And why Rift?
Okay, so obviously I started in performance. So I love performance and actually stuff that makes cars better. Not just something that gets stuck on and looks kind of cool, right? So I've been with RYFT since the beginning. The engineering that goes behind everything, so when we designed the exhaust and the SVJ, it was a Lamborghini Trofeo engineer that designed it. Not you and me saying, I think this would look cool if we put the pipes here and do that. Like, no, it's an actual engineer designed it, flow tested it, and that's how they got it to be done, right? Now, a lot of companies don't do that. Nobody has control of their manufacturing. So they have a company, Joe Schmo in China, that makes the product, ships it, they have designing, and they change it, and they'll ship parts back and forth, but they don't do the actual engineering. Now, with RYFT, I can't really show you, but for example, the Revolto kit that's being released, full carbon kit, will actually make the car faster at the Nürburgring. It actually has flow testing. We actually send the cars to a company to do suspension testing. So like when you see a factory car and it's this like big pad and it's shaking up and down, that's testing suspension. Who does that?
Yeah, but I don't think
Not many
I think they
companies.
mostly do it for looks.
Yeah, 100%. So the stuff that I love is the engineering, standing behind the product. When you do titanium exhausts and pie cuts, they're weaker. More welds equal more weak pots, right? But people like it 'cause it looks pretty. Now, many years ago, we did so many McLarens that random ones would break. Pops and bangs are very aggressive. I would get a new one without a problem a year later for my client. Who does that?
Yeah,
No
maybe.
one.
Yeah.
So if a company stands behind me, that means I can stand behind a company. That means I can push it to my customers and stand behind it. Imagine you get your car done and something happens a year and a half later to the product and you get a new one without a questions asked.
That's fire. Yeah, I just think that Brabus and Mansory are such household names.
Yep.
Especially in the Miami household.
Yep.
Like, I mean, honestly, if you look different, like you showed me like what an RSQ8 with the RYFT kit. I'm not sure if it was out with the car.
No.
Or was it an Urus with the RYFT
Urus,
kit?
yeah.
It looked lit.
My kit shows up on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's sick. Like,
So that's my job now. So RYFT, in my opinion, is going to be up there with them. It should be Brabus, Mansory, RYFT. Novatech should be the top 4 companies. Because everyone's different. The guy that wants Mansory doesn't want RYFT. The one that has RYFT doesn't want Mansory.
Mansory just looks crazy.
Yeah, it's very flashy. I think people that like Mansory don't really know no cars. They just know it's like the most cool thing to have parked out front.
Looks cool. I mean, yeah. Even Brabus is mainly just Mercedes.
That's it.
I think back in the day, though, like when you look at like older Brabuses, they were like nuts.
Yeah.
The tuning on those were crazy.
And it's difficult. Like Brabus is partnered with Mercedes,
Yes. So they have an internal loop to Mercedes and everything that goes on with Mercedes. And then a lot of those older, when they first came out, they were very they were almost like Alpina. They were neck to neck with Alpina. Remember that? And like Alpina, not a lot of people know about Alpina now. Like the B7, nobody really knows about those things. But Brabus and Alpina were neck to neck, and Brabus was putting just performance out. Like these 1,000 horsepower car.
Yep, and that's
like,
RYFT when you think about it, right?
Like now, yeah.
RYFT started only exhaust.
Yeah.
And they did it everywhere. So we blew it up, helping out. It's a good friend of mine, right? Now, everyone still only thinks about RYFT and exhaust, but the carbon quality is insane. OEM manufacturing made in Germany, suspensions made in Europe as well, exhausts are made in the US, controlled production. So the goal now, having everything in Miami, having $1 million in inventory, which nobody has.
This is all in Miami here?
Yeah.
And where's your headquarters, like with like all this equipment?
About 20 minutes from Brickell.
Okay.
You know?
And so they're pushing it more so here.
Well, yeah, I purchased all the inventory.
And then you put it on and you're like an authorized dealer.
Yeah, so imagine, you buy, let's say tomorrow you buy an Aventador.
Yeah.
And you go, man, this thing's too fucking quiet. What the fuck? I'm supposed to be loud.
Yeah.
You call 3 shops and they're like, hey, I want to exhaust to my car. You don't know anything about anything. And they go, oh, we're going to have it here about 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. You're like, no, I want this shit done now. And then you randomly call me. And I tell you, yeah, come drop it off. I have it in stock.
It's quicker.
Why would no one do that? Everyone's going to do that. Nobody wants to wait.
Yeah, I've seen this thing called the Gitani. I don't know if you heard of it. Is that a good exhaust for that? Yeah.
Gitani's great.
And so RYFT is a competitor to them.
If you want to call it that. Gitani's a really good marketing company. Alex did really well when he partnered up with Randy from Savage Garage and DDE with their SVJs back in the day. And they blew up, everyone, because the thing in my opinion was this, the social media marketing from that, going back to what you talked about social media, was that every kid saw the videos and was like, anytime they saw somebody with an Aventador, if the guy was 30, 40, 50, 60, the kids are all saying, you need Gentani, you need Gentani, you need Gentani. People are like, what the fuck's Gentani?
Yeah.
So then everyone's like, oh, this is what I have to have.
Yep.
But just because they saw the videos, so that means the best products.
What do you think about the car rental game? This is another question, another avenue I want to go on, because I know that you sometimes rent your cars here and there. Look, it sounds like the dream business. When I first heard about car rentals, I rent one of my cars out. I looked at it like, this is like the hack of life. Owning an exotic car and being able to make money off of it, and you say that you own it, and it's like you could pull it out anytime you want. Maybe you get it for a couple days of the week. It's a dream. So is it good in Miami or bad? Very
difficult. In my opinion, if you do a right business, you'll be fine. Meaning, Miami, the place where everyone wants to undercut each other until pretty much someone does it for free.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the guy that's renting a yurt for $500, that's not your competitor. Don't dumb yourself down to that level. Right? So if you have the proper business structure, the facility, those clients you don't want. You're never going to want them. Same thing construction or anything else, right? So in my opinion, if you purchase these cars properly, you're not strapped financially, because that's when people rent it for free just to make the payment. It is a good game. It's also a very scary game. The amount of cars that get stolen.
Your car getting damaged, the micro damage that can occur over time.
Someone spills coffee in it.
Yep.
Someone steals your car.
Someone fucks in it. Scarred for life.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah, my Urus, I cleaned it one time. I opened the glove box. There was one of the roses in it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, fuck with this.
Yeah. No good.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you don't care about the car, if you look at it as vehicles, like just as an asset, like I think that's what most people get very attached to their car. This is my car. This is my thing. This is this. So when you look at it like, okay, this is just a Corvette. I got it. It's a Mustang. I got it. This is an Urus. I got it. This is a Cullinan. I got it. Doesn't matter. It's not my car. It doesn't
matter at the end of the day. All of it. In my opinion, if you view it as just controlling liabilities, you'll do fine. If you view it as fuck it, I'll give it out, you're gonna ruin it. You know what I mean? There's so many people want to whore their cars out and get them out, and next thing you know, 3 months later they're damaged. You got to spend a bunch of money to fix it. The quality's not there anymore.
Yeah.
Like you really like doing background checks on people, making sure that their insurance covers it, making sure that they're good people. Imagine they show up smoking weed to rent your car. You're not taking this car.
Yeah, not a good
look. Just because you paid $2,000 for 2 days doesn't mean you can afford a $300,000 car. Like you're out of here. So if you keep your standard to that level, you'll weed out the bad clients you want. Then you can do better. Like renting out the F8, $1,500, $1,600 a day. It's still a very dangerous car to rent out. It's 800 horsepower.
It is. That is an interesting car to rent out, considering Ferrari. That's the only Ferrari I see rented out besides California's.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because people don't rent out 458s. People don't rent out Bernalinettes. People don't rent out 812s. People don't rent out 488s. Like you can't even find them.
Yep. In Vegas, you can rent out a lot. My buddy Houston knows about.
In Vegas, you can rent out the 458s
and 812 and everything.
And
SF90.
Yes, you can. And you're right. And in Miami, you can rent them out for drives.
Yeah.
Like even in South Beach.
No, MPH and MVP have them too. But I would say that those are the right companies. They have facilities. They have all their cars. They're very professional.
Yeah.
They weed out the bad clients. You want the clients that just want the best cars, not the ones that trying to afford a $700 a day for a Urus to flex.
Yeah.
The guy the first time in a Lamborghini, revving it, driving it like crazy. Like we get alerts. So if you hit over 100 miles an hour, I'll text you. Please slow down.
Yeah.
If you do it 3 times, I'm taking your deposit, taking the car.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that just rev the car here.
Yeah.
Like right here, like right outside,
Well, think about it. Yeah, we're here in Brickell. You here at 3 a.m.
all day.
all day.
Yeah,
You know, so think about that. The guy that you get $2,000, takes your Huracan,
revs it.
rev bombing the whole car, donuts, all this stuff. If you don't have the proper trackers to tell you all these alerts, why are you doing this? You're gonna screw yourself.
Yeah. What are the trackers that you use?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
It's a podcast, guy. We gotta tell.
No,
So they're underground trackers.
trade secrets.
So I can't get one off Amazon to do it. It won't be
Nope.
as good. What about the trackers for the performance? Are those other things too?
What do you mean by that?
So you know when you plug it in on the bottom left of the car, what's
Your
it called?
OBD2 port?
Yeah, that's what you plug something in there, right, to track the performance of the car.
No.
You don't do that?
No.
Like insurance companies do that. Like
Oh yeah, just to check how you're driving and everything.
yeah, like speed. They can just
Yeah.
get a general average of
No,
like
so the trackers we put in are hidden.
okay,
Because there's pros out there, man. Like the amount of cars that get stolen, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I rent you the car,
right.
right? You're supposed to bring it back tomorrow. 2 days later, it's not back. You call the cops. Cops go, no, you rented it to them. They're just doing extended rental. It's civil.
Yeah, it's they won't
have-
go
Probably 24 hours after a car gets stolen, they try to find it.
because otherwise it's
The
gone.
amount of friends I've had that have cars stolen, they can't claim their insurance on it. They're out, that car. Literally just gone. And these people are pros. They'll wand the car looking for trackers. So when you install them, you have to hide them. You know, if you look at a battery and there's an extra red wire, they're going to know, that's going to something. Let me unplug that. Gone. So yeah, no, you have to have the proper trackers that can shut the car off or at least throw signals and find it. Then you got to mask up and go get your shit.
There's a guy I know at the gym we go to that does this. He steals cars, right? From what I understand, it's a rumor I've heard, and they're like nice cars, bro. And a lot of cars that people get here, you can get them like half off. This is just like purely educational, by the way. You know that you can get them like half off, and it's absolutely crazy. I don't think a lot of cops care if the car is stolen. I think they do like a VIN match. I don't even know the process of it. Do you know anything about this?
Bro,
Like
my ex-girlfriend's motorcycle, BMW S1000, got stolen out of Brickell Heights right here, out of our parking garage. Mind you, we had a few million in cars ourselves. And we came home, and the motorcycle spot, it was gone. Called the cops, investigation, never found anything. The cameras weren't working. They found nothing. It was
insurance
gone.
paid out though.
Took forever.
Yeah, right.
And then you got to prove to insurance you have the money, that you're not doing fraud. So you have to prove that you have money, that it wasn't just, you're trying to get an insurance check out of it. So they look at your bank statements and everything. So again, if you can't afford a car, you buy it, you're struggling to make the payments, you're renting it out to make the payments, and
It
to have a
gets
car
stolen, you're
get
fucked.
stolen, then you got to prove that it got stolen. Then the bank's after your bank statement, you have a few grand. They're gonna think you did it.
That you're involved in it.
Good luck proving that.
Yeah. So it's easy to steal car. What's the easiest car to steal?
Dodges.
Hellcats.
Yeah.
All day. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, Dodges.
Even Cullinans aren't bad to steal, from what I've seen.
I don't know much about that.
You just never. I mean, I don't. The clientele that gets Cullinans are also. This is a good car to rent out because people don't rev the Cullinan,
100%.
and they don't like.
SUVs are the safest to do.
Yeah.
Like
Lambos are probably the one that people rev and go crazy on.
If you give a Lambo, buy an all-wheel drive one, so they can't do donuts. When they accelerate, they won't lose traction.
Yeah.
It's safe,
No. What's the best car to rent out here?
Dude, I think the Urus.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Yours is the most common
Yeah.
car. Second, I would say Huracan.
Huracan for sure.
And then in terms of volume, Corvettes.
Corvettes for sure. I believe it depends where you're from, what you're doing. Like the Escalade gets used a lot, man.
Yeah.
We get chauffeur service. It went 4 times this week. It was like 6 hours every night for chauffeur service. And plus the one we have is amazing. White interior, captain seats. You can't find another one like it. But the Cullinan, the G-Wagon, the Urus, most people come in groups, unless they're, couples and they want to take out 3 coupes and people are drinking, they take SUVs.
What are some things that you've seen that are like scams in the car business that people should be aware of?
Making sure you're getting the right product. Company X might say, I'm going to get you Suntech or Expel film, PPF film for your car, but then they actually buy a way cheaper product and they put it on and you don't know the difference. It's clear. You might say you're getting a RYFT exhaust and they bought a Chinese RYFT exhaust. Or like RYFT gets copied a lot now.
Yeah.
All the carbon.
Yeah.
Right. So people are getting these cheap kits and saying it's RYFT. You paid 20 grand for a kit and that cost them 3 grand.
What about a lot of these influencers that are buying these ridiculously expensive cars? I think a lot of people ask me about this every day. Do you know these people? And I know them personally too. What do you have to say about that? What are the deals like? How does someone get financing for a car that's $3, $4, $5 million.
Man, I can't speak directly in it because the most expensive car I have is the SVJ, right? And I haven't bought a car to that level, but I know how it works at that level. A $700,000 car is not easy to buy.
Yes, it's not easy.
Right. Now, financing on a car works like this. It goes off the MSRP of the value of the car. So if a car is selling over MSRP, you got to put the down payment that's over plus 20%. Typically, right? So when I got the SVJ, it was like a 560 car selling for 676. I had to put the difference of the 100 plus 20% because the finance companies don't care about what it's selling for, what the market is, right? So if you're buying a car that's $3 million, you're putting 20-30% down.
Okay.
That's the right way of doing it. Now, some companies somehow are getting everyone approved. It's quite impressive. Don't know the numbers on it, but these young kids getting these crazy cars, unless they really have retention, they really have income.
They don't have the loan history. Like so
The loan history that doesn't make sense to me.
Even when I bought my G-Wagon, the first G-Wagon I bought, I financed it because I wanted the loan history because I bought a lot of my cars cash. And I just don't have like aggressive loan history, and so the next car I get, I want to get something more expensive, and I want to finance it because my auto loans are like $200,000.
Yeah.
Like that's the max they really go to.
I had the same problem.
You have to build up. Like
Takes time.
Yeah, it takes time. And so if I went to go finance $1 million car, I would get rejected no matter how much money I had, unless I put a ridiculous.
Well, you can. You know, if you put the high percentage, you show your assets, you show your bank statement, you'll get approved.
Yeah, I've had even with the G-Wagon, I didn't have problems, but I didn't get approved for the full amount. I got approved for like roughly 100, so I put the other half down.
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah.
Remember I had to work my way up. You know,
Yeah.
I started with my truck, got a brand new truck. Then from that, I got a G-Wagon, got rid of the G-Wagon, got the Urus, you know, so I had to show to be able to work up to that, you know. It was very difficult. So like now when you see all these kids that are 22 to 25 with these crazy cars, it really makes you wonder. And I think it really messes up with a lot of guys.
Yes, it's very. I think like the young kids these days are like fucked because like you're 19, you don't have a Ferrari. What are you, a fucking loser? Like that's legit the mindset.
You're
like,
doing okay.
Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah, you're doing fine.
If you're building something, if you're working on something, if you know that in the future you're gonna be okay, work up to it. You're gonna be. Everyone's path is different.
But everybody wants to be young.
Yeah.
And
but in my opinion, you want to be wealthy when in your 30s and 40s and up. You don't. Who cares about your 22 to 24, 25? You know, realistically, I didn't start doing really well until like 27, 28. And all I did was work prior to that. That's what you need to do. Same thing for you, I assume. You know what I mean? Yeah, you had your fun here and there, but I didn't care to have a Lambo at 22 or 23. I didn't tell myself I was a piece of shit because I didn't have one.
we weren't marketed like that. We weren't like. Nowadays, you see, okay, so back in the day, you see somebody that has like a nice car, like a 19-year-old driving a Ferrari 20 years ago. Your dad has money, bro. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, it's your dad's company. There's no way you have this by yourself. You're splitting it 5 ways. Your dad has money. Now, 19-year-old driving a Lambo, I'm like, do you sell something online? Do you do e-com? Are you a coach? Are you an OnlyFans
Are you in
girl?
crypto? Did you start an early crypto company?
Yeah.
Did you do something? Yeah, exactly. There's so many things to do now, 100%.
But so now the pressure is there for those young kids because they see people that are super young making ridiculous amounts of money, and they're like, yo, like this, I got to do this. I got to be there. I'm not winning. I'm not doing this.
That's a good drive to have.
It's a great drive, but I think it murders out a lot of guys because you have $100,000 saved, invest in the business, buy a Lambo. It's like they want to, but they want to buy a Lambo, and they do buy a Lambo, and they do get.
But you know, I think it's crazy too, though. I think besides this Miami bubble, a lot of the younger generation is killing it.
Yeah. The Miami bubble, I think this is a bubble. That's why I travel out of Miami all the time. Because when you go, dude, if you drove my G-Wagon in Cleveland, Ohio, neck's broken. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, bro, I have my house in Cape Coral, Florida.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my house was known everywhere because of the cars in it. They're like, who the fuck is living here?
Yeah.
You know, it's not normal.
It's not normal, and those cars, like, even if you drive a nice C63 AMG, bro, Cleveland, it's a crazy car, bro. It's a crazy car.
But my thing is for the younger generation, you need to just keep trying and keep trying. Like, you'll beat it out of it if you have the drive. But then again, the 1% is the 1%. A lot of people can't take the pressure, the emotions. They feel like, oh, I've been working so hard for 90 days. I haven't seen anything. In my opinion, what I do today, I'll see 5 years from now. But you have to keep going. You have to be consistent forever. And if you know that, you'll be okay. Doesn't matter what you do.
How would you, like, 19-year-old kid comes up to you, he wants to drive a Huracan, he wants to do all this stuff, like, what's the best way to get financing? Like, the dealership that, you know, me and you both know and that approves a lot of people and stuff like that, like, I don't even know how they do it. Like, I'm like mind blown by it. I'm fascinated by it because to see people this young get cars that expensive, it's never been done like in history before.
Done
Unless
first
you're like,
time.
like
That's
even
the
like
only place.
even like pro athletes never get it like that, dude. So I think it's shaking up the car world. I think it's insane. I think it's like saturated it to a degree.
Yeah.
Like
I'm in a group chat with 27 SVJ owners in Miami. I feel like I bought a Camry
yeah.
when it's like people's dream. It was my dream car. The hell do you mean there's 27 of us
Yeah.
in this bubble?
That's crazy. It's crazy. Miami is like a fake reality almost. But it is amazing what that fake reality can bring you because it connects so many people that earn large levels of income. I guess I would ask you this. Like, is it worth moving to Miami if you're a young guy or a young girl, and why?
I think come to Miami when you know yourself. Don't come to Miami confused, because that's when you can fall into the wrong holes. So come here when you know who you are, when you won't get influenced by the wrong people or persuaded. You know what you want in life, and then target and move how you want here to make it happen.
What are the worst decisions that you made in Miami? Like some of the worst ones? Business, relationship, could be going
Trust.
out. You said what?
Trust.
Trust in what?
Trusting
who?
the wrong people.
Okay.
I'm a pretty nice guy. I look at the best in everybody. So when I meet people, I'm like, oh, this guy's cool. Let's do this. Let's go to dinner. Yeah, I'll teach you some things. Or, you teaching me some stuff. We're going to this stuff. We'll do this. Then you learn, like, wow, now it's not making sense. How do you really make your money? Why are you here? What do you want from me? And then you start to see it. They start to ask you for favors. We go out and we have a dinner table and I pay for it. It's fine. But now it's 4 or 5 times and they haven't paid at all. That's a problem. So Miami will use you. People will find a way to use you because, again, going back to it, they show they have stuff, but they don't.
Right. Would give me like a specific example. Maybe like you misplaced your trust in somebody. Maybe you made a wrong turn and got pulled over. Like, I think a lot of people can benefit from stories where like, hey, I made this big. Like, for example, I think when I first came to Miami, I didn't party that much. But I tried to like go out and network, right? That was one thing that I did. And it was beneficial to a degree. Like, trust me, it was. But I think now going out and meeting people is absolutely useless for me because the people that I'm trying to network with aren't necessarily in that sphere, right? And like, they're not in that sphere. It's just that it's just less productive for me. Going out, spending on a table, putting 5K down is not as beneficial as me just working hard, building up my social media. I meet everybody online. Like, for me, you want to meet me? Internet, bro. It's the easiest way to meet me. Like, it's the easiest way to connect with me. And I meet a lot higher quality people that have more money through the internet, ironically, than actually in real life. The good thing about Miami is the marketing is amazing here. When I shoot content, when I meet people like you, I'm in vicinity to meet people like that. But how we met, the gym, bro. Like, it's not going out. It's not partying. It's not this kind of stuff. So for me, one of my biggest mistakes when I came here to Miami was, I wouldn't even say it's a mistake. Like, I went out and I did the thing. I'd never overindulge. I never did like nights where I woke up and I'm like, man, I shouldn't have spent that. It was never like that. But that's probably one of the biggest things my biggest mindset that was wrong. Like, let me go out, let me go meet these people.
Yeah, same thing. I think it happens to everybody coming here.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to me. I worked since I was 15, full-time job.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I lived 2.5 hours away. I would come here on the weekends. Always did all the supercar events, would come 6 a.m., wake up, trailer car over here, do everything. I knew I had a lot of friends. And I was finally in a position where I could move here. I've been wanting to move here forever, because being 2.5 hours away in a quiet town and you have Miami that close, it's tough. But where I was from was good for work. No distractions, get everything done. But when I moved here, you started going out, going to dinners, going to this, experiencing life finally, in my opinion, where I thought what I wanted, right? We didn't have that before. All I did was work, and if I wanted to go to a nice dinner, it's closed at 9 p.m. Like you're fucked. So going out, meeting people, spending, $5-6 grand a week on dinners or stuff. I never overindulge. I didn't like to get drunk. I'd have cocktails, I like wine. But still, it was very difficult. You go out, you go to 5 places with your friends, $100 valet of your time. That's $500 just in valet. Doesn't matter what car you're in, who you are. It's a lot of money.
It adds up, dude. Like, valeting is $100 anytime you go anywhere. I valeted, I think in front of 11 for like 10 minutes. I was just like going to go see it. I walked in, walked out, $60. I'm like, man, I just spent $60, and I'm cheap. I'm Indian. I'm brown boy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to spend money. Valeting, that's another cost of having a car here in Miami. You go out every weekend, you're spending $200, $300 on valet.
Yeah.
That's a car payment.
Dude, I remember, like, when you have a lot of cars, it's very hard to take them all out. Right? You can only drive one or two or your friend or something. The joy I got when like 5 or 6 cars are out, it was awesome. But then you go somewhere and you have 5-6 cars you have to pay for valet. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's $600 plus lunch.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What's the most expensive thing that you've kind of spent your money on?
Cars.
Just like the Aventador?
Yeah.
It's the most expensive thing.
Inventory.
Inventory for like
Business.
for work, yeah,
For
for
RYFT,
business.
I used to have a decent watch collection, and then got robbed in Mykonos. The villa got robbed, lost a bunch of shit.
Insurance?
Nope.
Lost all of it.
Yep.
Cry.
Yep.
It's terrible.
Yep.
How much
Crying right
watches
now.
did you lose?
110K.
Damn.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. A lot
No
of
matter
money.
who you are. Because for me and most of us, like I like watches.
Yeah.
But I like to use a savings account.
See, that's why I'm like, not to like harp on this, but like that's why I like don't like.
Yep.
Because someone can pull up a gun on you. They got your watch.
Problem was I bought watches before going to Europe. I was going to Europe for a week.
Yeah.
I took my presidential, my AP, my Patek. I'm living. I'm having a great time. I've wanted this my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Literally didn't have insurance because I was like, I'll be back in a week. I stayed for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get insurance. I'm from Colombia. Everyone doesn't want to go there because they think it's dangerous and all these things.
It's not dangerous though.
You know, our villa got robbed in Mykonos, and everything got stolen. They opened the safes, everything. Couldn't do anything.
Crazy.
You know, it was 350 grand total out of the house that got stolen.
Damn.
And the next day, I had chartered a jet to surprise everybody. That hurt.
Yeah, that's terrible.
So now I don't really wear watches.
Yeah, because you can lose them. You can, dude. I lost my watch today. I was looking for my watch. I'm like, where the hell did I put my watch? Like, you know what I mean? And I found it in this random drawer in my house. I'm like, why did I put this here? You know what I mean? But this watch in particular, the G-Shock. This is G-Shock. This is a $300 watch, right? It's not an expensive watch, dude. The amount of looks I get on this watch, the amount of attention I get on it is crazy. People think it's like an AP or something like ridiculous. That's why, like, you know, I go into like clubs like Get-Go and stuff, and I see Richard Milles. I don't even know if they're real. I don't even know. Like, I see young kids with these watches too. You know,
100%. It's funny when we met and you had the gold G-Shock. I was like, this guy's interesting. I'm gonna go mess with him.
Yeah. I mean, dude, because people, I don't like to. I like to spend money on very specific things. First thing I like to spend my money on is really where I live. I like to have nice places where I live, and it's not like I buy the craziest of craziest places, but this is nice to me. This is very nice to me.
This is beautiful.
This place is nice. My place in Cleveland is nice, and my other houses are nice as well. I think cars are great to spend money on because you can't fake a car. Like, you can't fake.
Yeah, you can.
You can't.
You
fake
gotta have 4 dudes splitting a Urus.
Yes, you can, but they're still using the Urus. That's the thing. Like, I know guys that do that, like 100%. There's a group of guys that did it in Cleveland, actually, and in the city I was in. They split the apartment. The Arab guys. Arabs are like, this is like known in the Arab community. Like, we were all going to split this, and it's going to be fine. We're going to use it. We're going to split the bedrooms and everything like that. And they would have girls over left and right, and they would do their thing, and they would split the car, and it worked for them. Like, they got what they wanted out of it. Like, you know what I mean? They can say it's their car, they can say it's their apartment, and the girls would believe it, and that's all it would. Like, at the end of the day, that was their mission to do it. Like, they were to do this,
Succeeded.
and they succeeded. So I don't think it's necessarily like you can split the fake, the real thing, but you can't like fake it. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And then like clothing, watches, shoes. I've never understood shoes. That's a big thing that I've never understood. It just wasn't my thing, and I respect people that want to do it because if you have a hobby and you like expensive paintings, for example. Go ahead, spend your money on it. Like, who am I to say? Like, you have an expensive car. Some people would say, "Why would you spend $700,000
all the time?"
Yes, and it's like, dude, if this is a hobby and you're not going into it like, well, I'm going to invest into this, and then I'm going to make this money back, and then I'm going to invest this money in the returns. You're not doing that. So,
I mean, you got to find what you like.
Yeah.
Like, you see me. I'm not flashy at all.
No, you're not.
I just like my cars. I can kill myself at work. I can have the most stressful day ever. I've gotten such bad calls about fires you got to blow out that are like 6-figure losses, 7-figure stuff. You know, big deal. Mm-hmm. But to just get in your car and go rip it.
It's calm. It's calming.
Everyone has their own thing, you know? For me, it's cars. Mm-hmm. I'm okay. Like, my gym outfits, it's all TikTok shop. $35 for the shorts, 5 shorts. $35 for the shirts. I don't need anything else.
$35 for one. How many shirts?
5.
Okay, I was about to say. I was like, dude, you're balling, bro. Dude, it's too much money. $35 for a shirt is crazy.
5 shirts.
That's fire. That's
a deal.
Good. Yeah. No, I mean, I think when you find your vice, it's really good. If you had to pick a vice but it can't be cars, what would it be besides cars?
You know, honestly, I always tell myself if I didn't like cars, if I didn't do what I did, I'd be a lot further in life right now. Mm-hmm. I just stuck to a passion and made it successful. You know, if I was in construction, if I was in tech, oh God, with the work ethic that I have, I'm retarded. By the way, I graduated with a 2.6 GPA. I did 1 semester of college. Somehow the government allowed me to fly planes. Don't know how. I feel like if I was in those industries, I would be way further ahead than I am now.
So you think that the spending on cars, you would say more specifically, held you back?
No, just saying like the business wise, like the amount you can make in the car industry is good, right? But the amount you can make in tech,
Tech is
or
crazy.
construction
Yeah.
is a whole different ballgame.
What's the highest income that you can be making in the car industry, like in terms of like the niche? Like you're in customizing, like that.
Well,
kind
there's
of
multiple branches to the company.
Yeah.
So the performance side, which is obviously, we have power packages. Like my MC1000 power package is a 720S full RYFT exhaust tune install. It's about 20 grand. We knock it out in a day. Now it's a day because we've done so many of them.
Yeah.
We added PPF and wraps. Typically a full PPF job will take a week, 5 to 8 grand. Whatever.
But these are volume-based businesses that you
Correct.
can only grow so
Correct.
much. I mean, like, what is the most profitable? Without, like, I'm not talking about owning a car company, but if I wanted to say, I want to make money in cars, what is the most profitable thing that I could do?
Out of everything that I do, it's the high performance, the most profitable.
But that's very niche. Yeah.
But that's also like the good part, because you don't want to be in something that's saturated. Then there's no profit. If you just own a wrap shop, there's 30 wrap shops
There's
in Miami.
a ton of wrap shops here.
Right?
And they do good work.
No, they do amazing work. But still, $800, $1,000 for the material. Now it just depends how much you're willing to do it for. Some people do it for $800, and it might take them 4 days. That's $200 a day. They're okay with that.
What's the worst thing that's happened to one of your cars?
My ex-girlfriend crashed my twin turbo STO.
How'd that happen? Were you in the car?
Huh?
Were you in the car?
Nope.
Just one day, hey, I crashed.
No, I was at home. I was just studying. She said, hey, I want to go to Pilates. I had the car outside in Brickell because I'd park in front of Moxie's for marketing because I developed a twin turbo kit. My dream of mine.
They let you do that out here?
Oh, I'll teach you one of my secret spots you can park at.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, we won't tell anybody, but
Okay, bet.
I left it there. It's marketing, right? It's a crazy car. Nobody has one. I go upstairs. I was studying. She goes, I want to go to Pilates. Can I take the car? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. You're going to Pilates. What the fuck's going to happen? Right? I get a phone call. Hey, I got into an accident. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm on the way. I ran down. I got to the 395 bridge by Star Island in like 4 minutes in the Plaid, right? And I'm running down the street. There's cars everywhere. She had lost control and hit the wall.
Was this on video?
Yeah, you probably saw it.
I think I did see
Blonde
it. In
girl?
the middle. Like right in the right in front of Star Island.
Kind of, yeah, around there.
It's like on the highway strip.
There was no video of the actual crash. There's a video of after.
Probably. Okay. I think
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And yeah, well, there's a lot of accidents that happen there because a lot of people go.
Well,
frickin-
again, it's my fault.
Yeah.
Why'd I let a girl drive a 1,000 horsepower car?
Yeah.
It's not a regular Huracan. It's a limited production car with 1,000 horsepower now, right? So she accelerated, lost control, car snapped, she hit the wall.
Okay.
Now, obviously from that, there was an insurance claim. Car went to a body shop, one of my ex-best friend's brother-in-law's body shop. They got a $200,000 check. They pushed the car to total loss. The car left to Copart. They kept the 200 grand. They stole the $200,000.
Terrible.
Yep. I found out a month and a half later from State Farm that they haven't returned the money. So State Farm was like, hey, we're going to total loss your car, but we're going to subtract that 200 grand from you. You got to figure it out with them. So now I'm in a civil lawsuit. This happened in April. We are in almost, December now? Car still crashed. I got it back from Copart because it's not total loss. And yeah, so be careful what happens out there.
So you just got to be working with the right people.
Yep. Again, don't go to the cheapest guy or don't go to somebody you know. I mean, here's my mistake. Well, not my mistake. I knew them. I went to dinner with them. It was one of my best friends. Family. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you bringing me the car, then I'm stealing the money.
Right.
And then you're fucked. Your $400,000 car is sitting crashed.
Yeah.
You have no money to fix it.
That's terrible. So that's not a fun story. How do you? Damn, that's terrible.
No, when you tell people the story, people don't believe it.
No, it's crazy because like when you're dealing with but I have a story that's very similar. I rented my car out in Turo. It went on a high-speed chase.
Sick.
Crazy. Like my Audi S8, that car. Well, it went on a high-speed chase in Cleveland. Dude, when I went to the police station, they're like, you're Basani, because my license plate was on it. They're like, you're the guy? It was all over the news. They couldn't catch the car. It spun out like two things. It was insane. It was like all over the news.
Okay, that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But they let the canines in. The dogs were tearing up my car. Like my car was like wrecked inside, but it wasn't total loss because it was a relatively new Audi S8. So this was during COVID. I had to go. They didn't have parts, all these things. It was a ridiculous insurance claim with Turo. And Turo took forever to pay me out. I had to pay a lot of it out. It was terrible. And that's why I stopped renting my cars on Turo completely because I never I never understood, like, dude, this could be really, like, I thought, like, okay, dude, I got it. I had a per day, like, rental fee and stuff like that, which barely got honored, and it was terrible. And it was like 50 to $100 a day. I'm like, dude, this is a terrible policy. And the biggest thing was getting my money back for all the repairs that need to be done for the car. It was like $20,000 to $30,000 in repairs internally. They had to redo the whole interior and everything like that because it was messed up. I mean, dude, it was like really, really bad. And that entire process was so depressing to have my vehicle just like messed up, tossed, all that, get it from the impound lot. There's fees I didn't have taken care of. And I'm like, dude, fuck this. Is not even worth my time.
You know, because like for me, it was like I designed and developed a product I've wanted to since I started my career. I've done them before, but not to this level. Like the way the kit looks, the way it performed I was so happy with it. It lasted 6 days in Miami and it got crashed. I didn't get to showcase it.
Damn.
You know, that was in April. Now we're in December. Still in the same situation.
So the car industry is not what it seems.
It's a very hard industry. Very, very difficult. Like if you want to be like in the 1%, it takes a lot of grit and grind, a lot of ups and downs. I mean, there's multiple times in my career where it was like, oh, fuck, this might be it. You know, we're slow. We're not going to make it.
What's your slowest month?
COVID time, dude. I almost closed in COVID time.
COVID time?
Very difficult time.
No, man. A lot of sauce here, a lot of information. I want to ask you a question before we wrap up here. What's your biggest advice for someone that's young, that's trying to make it in business, that maybe trying to get into the lifestyle that you have? Like, what's the biggest nugget you can give them? Something not cliche. Work hard. Study.
No, I think mental clarity.
Okay.
Having emotional control and being a good person.
Okay.
You know, like mental clarity, meaning like you're going to be in very tough situations, decision making, where you're like freaking out in your head. But you got to act cool. You got to look at it logistically and like logically and be like, okay, this is what I got to do. I mean, it's going to be hard, but you got to pick your hard. Do you want to work normal job? It's going to be hard because you're going to miss out on your dream. And if you don't go for your dream, you automatically failed. So even if you try something and fail, not everything's forever. So if you're young, start a business, labor-wise. Learn something. You'll learn customer service. You'll learn patience. You'll learn how to handle situations. It might work for a year. Cool. Start another one. Keep it going. Don't matter if you fail. You learn something from it. The next one will be better. That's it.
Fire, brother. I appreciate you making time. I appreciate you showing up. How can people find you? How can people connect with you? How can they find your businesses? Can you list them out for us?
Yeah. So 1K Miami on Instagram, and then Big Poppy 1K is my Instagram. Mind you, my buddy gave me that nickname, and he killed himself. So I told myself I'll never change it. So I'm not doing it because I have ego. It's because of a friend.
Fire. We're going to link all that stuff down below. Guys, welcome to Team Basani. Thank you for sticking around to our podcast. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch us here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to hang out with us. Until next time, peace.